Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a really transformative daily habit change from a fascinating source text called The Architecture of Silence and Request. Specifically, we're going to master what the text calls the Day 5 Challenge. Now, if you're the kind of person who loves focused, actionable learning that actually translates into a better everyday life, especially when it comes to relationships, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive right in.
So I want you to take a quick second and honestly reflect on your own home life right now. Think about the conversations you had this morning, or maybe those offhand comments you made when you walked in the door yesterday evening. Really ask yourself how much of your daily communication is just complaining. It is so incredibly easy to do, isn't it? The house is too cold, the dishes were left out again, the commute was an absolute nightmare. We tend to treat all these little complaints as just, harmless background noise, a completely natural way to let off some steam. But before we look at the incredible solution our source material offers, we really have to confront the reality of this habit. We need to look at what this constant background noise is actually doing to the foundation of our homes.
Let's explore that hidden damage. Section 1, the corrosive habit. Our text gives us this profound opening insight. Criticism corrodes. I want to pause here for a second because that specific word, corrodes, is absolutely crucial. Notice it doesn't say criticism explodes. It doesn't say it violently shatters your relationships. It corrodes. It's like rust on a pipe. It is a slow, destructive, almost invisible friction that just builds up over time. Day by day, tiny complaint by tiny complaint, criticism eats away at the structural integrity of your home environment. The source material is brilliantly pointing out that complaining is not a neutral act. It is actively degrading the connection and the overall atmosphere you share with the people around you.
But there's a practical way out. Section 2, the one-day challenge. The text presents the cure to this corrosion, not as some massive lifelong burden, but as a highly manageable behavioral shift. It's outlined exactly like this. Day 5, no complaint day. I absolutely love that it isolates this as a Day 5 rule. Putting this concept of a no complaint day into a defined sequence makes the habit change so approachable. It is specifically defined as a challenge to replace every single complaint with either a request or silence. Notice it doesn't just say stop talking, it gives you a clear framework. By isolating this to a Day 5 challenge, the text takes a mountain of a problem, chronic complaining, and shrinks it into a daily habit change that you can literally wrap your arms around and execute today. The absolute most crucial point here is the commitment timeframe, exactly 1 full day. Number 1, you just run this experiment for 1 single day. This creates a hyper-focused window for transformation. Because let's be real, anyone can do something for 24 hours, right? By shrinking the timeline down to just 1 revolution of the clock, your brain actually stops resisting the change. You aren't promising to be this perfect, uncomplaining Zen master for the rest of your life. You are simply maintaining an intense, hyper-aware focus on your words for just 1 day. Let's look at how this actually works in practice. Section 3, 2 powerful alternatives. You see, the source text clearly understands human nature. If you just tell someone, hey, don't complain, you create a vacuum. And what happens then? You just end up frustrated, bottling it all up inside. To truly master this daily habit change, you need a substitute. So let's break down the explicit instructions. Step 1, notice the complaint forming. This is the simple awareness phase. Step 2, choose silence. Sometimes just letting the urge pass without vocalizing it is the most powerful thing you can do. You are actively choosing peace over friction. But step 3 is where the real magic happens. Or formulate a request. You must actively substitute the complaint with the constructive power of a request. So instead of throwing out a complaint like, oh, you never take out the trash, you shift it to a direct request. Could you please take out the trash tonight? Emphasizing this shift, intentionally replacing complaints with requests, is the core engine of this entire habit change.
This perfectly illustrates the ultimate dichotomy of our source material. On one side, we know criticism corrodes, but on the other, requests build. It perfectly contrasts the downward destructive trajectory of complaining against the upward constructive momentum of requesting. Think about it. A complaint focuses strictly on the past and what is wrong. It tears things down. A request, however, focuses on the future and what can be made right. It builds. When you make this specific daily habit change, you are literally changing the architectural direction of your communication from demolition to construction. Let's talk about the payoff. Section 4, shifting your home atmosphere. Dwell on this exact quote from the text for a moment. Notice how the atmosphere in your home shifts. The ultimate goal of this Day 5 challenge isn't just about being polite. It is about creating a tangible, almost physical shift in your environment. When you remove that corrosive rust of constant criticism and you replace it with the constructive building blocks of requests, or even just the peace of silence, the very air in your house feels different. The tension drops, the openness increases. You are actively architecting a completely better space simply by changing your daily habit of speaking.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought drawn directly from our source material today. What will 24 hours of silence and requests build in your home? The blueprint is right there in front of you. You know the corrosive danger of criticism, and you have the simple one-day mechanics of the cure. I highly, highly encourage you to test this out. Try the Day 5 challenge. Wake up tomorrow, monitor your words, replace those complaints with clear requests, and watch exactly how your own atmosphere shifts. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to guide you through our next topic.